Zap string.
Hey, you beautiful big kids, it's your boy Zatch, and welcome back to some more Wuthering Waves. And let me tell you, we are showcasing Shorekeeper today, and man, she do be having the waves withering because Jesus Christ, she's one of the best designed characters ever, and her kit is amazing. But yeah, since we are doing a showcase, we'll be going over her kit, her echoes, dupes, weapons, teams you can use her on, doing an actual showcase, and then give my actual thoughts. So without further ado, let's just hop on into the kit itself. So first starting with Shorekeeper's basic attack and Forte circuit. With each basic, you will build up your Forte. Over the span of 4 basics, you can build up your entire Forte gauge. Each basic will generate a little cosmic little orb in the sky, and after 6 seconds, those cosmic little orbs will turn to butterflies that attack the enemy. Now once you do your 4 basics and you fill up your entire Forte gauge, you can hold a heavy attack and it will transform all those little space orbs into butterflies instantly, and it will attack the enemy. Now outside of just heavy attacking to turn all the orbs into, the butterflies to attack the enemy, you can also do a air attack. You'll do a plunge right into the enemy and it will automatically transform them all into butterflies as well and dealing damage to them. Now if your Forte gauge is full, it will automatically transform the next basic attack from an orb into one of those little butterflies and hit the enemy right away. And then also, if you would like to, you can also just simply hold the heavy attack button and you'll transform into a butterfly, and you can traverse the map. As you do this, you actually will build up your Forte gauge as well, leaving behind trails of those little cosmic orbs. And also if you go over plants, it will automatically collect them for you. Looking at her skill, it's your standard heal ability, but it also comes attached with 5 heat-seeking butterflies that will immediately attack nearby enemies. On top of that, if you follow it up with a basic attack, it will start you at the basic attack cycle stage 2, and you can also use the skill in midair. Now going over the Shorekeeper's ultimate, once you press that alt button,
there are some effects.
Now her alt comes in 3 stages and symbolized by the color and the patterns of the little astronomical anomalies happening around you. It's pretty much domain expansion. But so at stage 1, once you activate the ultimate, you will get continuous healing as long as you are within the range every 3 seconds. Now once you build up your switch energy, your concentration energy, and you do your intro-outro skill, that's how you get it up to the next stage. So at stage 2, it now gives you a crit rate buff of up to 12.5% for everyone within the circle, and this is based upon Shorekeeper's energy regen. And then you have to do it again. You just got to build up your switch energy, do your intro outro skill, and I will get it up to tier 3, which then gives you a crit damage buff of up to 25%. And to max out both these buffs, you would just need her energy regen to be at 250%, which will be pretty great for her constantly building up that alt to then give your team that constant sort of source of buffs. Now once you have gotten all the way up to stage 3, if you do your intro outro skill back into Shorekeeper, it will then change her intro skill into a healing, damage dealing, nice source of damage, because once you switch back into her, it will heal the entire team for 1 burst of healing. It will also deal spectral damage to all enemies within its range. But the great thing about this is, 1, it is considered ultimate damage, but 2, it is guaranteed to crit. It's 100% guaranteed to crit. So you can do some nice guaranteed crit damage, which we'll talk about how that plays into building with your echoes. Now looking at Shorekeeper's intro outro skills and her inherent skills. So your intro skill, if it's not being cast within your tier 3 of your ultimate, is similar to your base skill, which will just heal nearby allies and then also summon 5 butterflies that will immediately attack the enemy. Your outro skill has 2 buffs attached to it that both last 30 seconds. The first buff is a recovery buff that can be triggered up to 5 times. Pretty much if you get hit, you can press the dodge button and you will recover from the interruption. And the second buff is a 15% damage amplification buff. And your inherent skills, the first one is similar to Verina's buff, which pretty much just lets you cheat death. If you go below 1 health point, you will instantly be healed for 50% of Shorekeeper's health, and this can be triggered every 10 minutes. And then the second inherent skill is, as long as you are within the range of your ultimate, Shorekeeper's energy regen will be increased by 10%, which does go into the 250% you need for her ultimate buff. And then if Rover is on the team, they also get that 10% energy regen buff as well. So when it comes to your skill priority for Shorekeeper, you have 2 routes you can take. You can take a damage focus or a healing focus. So when it comes to the damage focus variant of the skill layout, you will want to upgrade your intro skill first, simply because it has guaranteed crit damage on top of healing you. But then from that point forward, it gets a lot simpler with you can either upgrade the Resonant Skill or Resonant Liberation, since the buff you get from the ultimate is guaranteed as long as you have the energy regen. for those skills, at that point, you're only going for the healing. And then after that, you know, you have your base attack and your Forte circuit, which are both equally as important to each other as well. So you can upgrade those however you see fit as well. So that's the damage focus. And then for the healing focused, it's just you either upgrade the skill or ultimate first. Because again, if you're focusing on healing, both the skill and all just heal you. So they have equal value in that regard. Then you will still upgrade the intro skill after those two to, you know, start getting that damage in. And then you will focus on either the basic attack or Forte. So the only real difference between the two is one gives you that intro skill damage right away, then the heals, then the other gives you the heals first, then the intro skill damage. Now looking at the dupes of Shorekeeper, if you got money and you want to spend it, because like me personally, I go for one copy, me personally, but looking at her dupes, honestly, again, it's the two routes. So if you're going for a more supportive healing Shorekeeper, then honestly S2 and S3 are pretty good for her. S2 gives her ultimate an additional buff, which on the outer layer, which is the, you know, the base stage 1 of her ultimate, it gives team members a 40% attack buff, which is solid in terms of support. And the S3, when you cast your ultimate, it gives Shorekeeper 20 energy, you know, 20 switch energy, which makes it just a lot easier for her to switch off of her ultimate, so you don't have to spend as much time building it up, because she does lack in the aspect of switch energy. So yeah, again, the supportive role, it helps out with that. But if you're looking for a more damage focused Shorekeeper, if you want to go bink and bonk, then you will have to go to S6, because it increases the damage multiplier of your intro skill, special intro skill, pretty much the stage 3 of your ultimate switching into the special butterfly animation to 42%. So big damage, but then also increases her crit damage by 500%. So yeah, really big damage. But again, me personally, I just get my one copy and I walk away, so you can miss me with that stuff. Next up, looking at weapons. So obviously, to nobody's surprise, her best weapon would be her signature weapon, because it gives you at max 77%, and I mean max level, not max dupes, 77%. 77% energy regen, which makes getting, you know, the 250 a lot easier, but also gives you switch energy, which is what she lacks. It gives you more health, which she can play off of, and it gives your teammates a 14% attack buff. Other than that, your secondary best option would be variation, because it also gives you energy regen, and then it gives you switch energy, which are the two things that she really wants the most. And for variation, it's a lot easier to get your switch energy up, because it goes based upon you casting your skill instead of casting your ultimate like the signature does. And then past that, I mean, the only other option would be Rectifier number 25, because it also gives energy regen. The actual passes on itself really don't matter too much, because it's not really giving you anything that you really need to focus too much on, because it's not giving you switch energy, which is what she wants the most. So, you know, you're only really putting that one on for the energy regen if you don't have the other two. And then further below that will be the Rectifier of the Voyager, which just, again, gives you energy regen. The actual passive of the weapon itself really does not matter too much, because all we're caring about is the energy regen, you know, stat that it gives. When it comes to echoes for Shorekeeper, she has two paths. Pretty much you can go just damage plus healing, or just straight up supportive healing. Now, of the two 4-cost echoes you could use for her, which is the Fallacy of No Return or Big Turtle, honestly, Fallacy is better, simply because it gives her energy regen while also giving the team a 10% bonus to their attack for 20 seconds. But also, it does do spectro damage if you want, based upon the carrier's health stat, which is what Shorekeeper likes to build up, pretty much because everything's based upon her health. Also, since you're getting 10% from the echo itself and one of her inherent skills, that's 20% you don't have to worry about for your overall 250% you need for your ultimate buff. So it's just nice to have that. Going forward, looking at the, you know, main stats that you would like to have for your 4-cost, you can either have your healing bonus for, well, the healing side of things, or you just go crit damage, because you are guaranteed to hit a crit on your stage 3 intro skill. So yeah, doing that will net you some nice damage. So that is the, you know, damage Shorekeeper. But then for her 3-cost, one should definitely be energy regen, because, you know, you need it for the buffs that you get on the ultimate. And then the second one could be either another energy regen, a spectral damage, or a health main stat, because they all help in some way, shape, or form. Health just goes into the healing and damage, spectral damage goes into the damage itself, and energy regen just makes it easier for you to hit, you know, the 250 you need for the buffs on the ultimate. And then your 1-cost should both be health, because she goes based upon health. So looking at teams that work well with Shorekeeper, she can pretty much be slotted into any team really, because of, you know, the healing and buffs. But this team right here is domain expansion. We got the 2 domain users over here, which will, give the coordinated attacks for Jaishi and then the buffs and stuff for Jinshi as well, to then allow her to do nice chunky damage. And then since out of her Forte you can go into an instant switch, it allows Shorekeeper to get her damage off as well, which is really nice. Now obviously, again, it just has a little bit longer build up for her Forte, but it's well worth the damage that you'll get. Next up we have Mommies and Daddy, which a similar concept of character with good, switch energy efficiency with buffer and nice damage dealer. So obviously you start up with Shorekeeper into Yinlin, then into Yao, to then do his ult and then start beating everything up with the buffs that you're getting from Shorekeeper. And then after you get his switch energy up all the way, you just switch back into Shorekeeper and then get the burst of damage off and you just rinse and repeat. Next up you have Mother and Child, which I don't have Changli, but you can easily put Changli right here as well. But yeah, pretty much just 2 buffs that will then go into Encore. Same idea, good switch energy control with the buffer to then give to Encore, which just go bink and bonk. And last up, you already know we had to have the Star-Crossed Lovers because they gotta be a team with them together. But in this case, we have Nanjin for the efficiency plus, giving Havoc damage to Rover, so she'll get a buff from Shorekeeper and Nanjin to then do big damage. So yeah, these are the teams you can use with Shorekeeper. Alright, so we're going to be showcasing Shorekeeper against the Crownless Stage 5 because I just simply haven't done it. So let's see how this goes, right? Let's just see me die. I'm a bitch. I still have fear in my heart. I haven't mastered that yet. Getting rid of the fear. Damn, nigga, you really moving this one, don't you?
Loading. Stay calm.
Alright, start the domains. Nah, stupid. Put that shit. Don't get me.
A new technique. Capture the spark. Together we fight. Take safety. Fluorescent shadows. Heaven ordains. Banish all vice.
Alright, fuck this. Get him eyes down. Great.
Oath from the heart.
Well, he's halfway there.
What your ability flowed.
Nope, get out of that.
Iron graft you knew. I'm so tired.
I'm just so afraid of this move.
Witness the art's true form. Strike as one. Sophia, the sky bends. Evil be cleansed.
Hurt him. Ooh. He's hurting me. Get away from me, you ugly bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. It's all gonna fall apart. I'm doing so good. Oh, fucking shit. Die. Well, he's dead. I just fucked up. I just fucked up a little bit, but he dead. I thought I could switch fast enough after casting her ult. I was wrong. But we did it. Not that bad. Not that bad. Pretty fun character. And it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. But yeah, there she is. Look at her. She's still here. Ugh. Ugh. Look, I'm trying to look at the tuchus. I'm a degenerate, but oh my gosh, she looks so good. Ugh. So my thoughts on Shorekeeper are pretty straightforward and simple. She is a great character. Like, you know, it's really hard to mess up a support, and also she's the second actual healer we've gotten. So yeah, her value is kind of there because, well, Verina been getting worked to death. So, you know, Shorekeeper Shore is a keeper. Yeah. But yeah, no, she's a solid character who has great buff. She is literally just Verina 2.0. Just a better Verina minus the coordinated attacks and the Crescento or switch energy efficiency. Yeah, she takes a little bit longer to build it up, but there's weapons that can, you know, help out with that. And what the coordinated attacks or whatever, you get a crit rate and crit damage buff with damage amplification instead. Way better, you know, way better. So yeah, just a solid character. If we were to put her in a tier situation, she'd be SS. Like, you don't need dupes or any of that. You shouldn't even need dupes for support characters in the first place. But yeah, no, she's a great character that's just instant value because she is literally the second healer we have gotten in this game. So yeah, for people who aren't, you know, badasses and great at the game, having more than one healer is nice. You know, having more than one is nice. But yeah, that's my thoughts on her. Just a great solid character that's pretty much Verina 2.0. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you on the next one. I love you guys, and yeah, bye bye.